Finally, Quay Cooper has come back to Suncorp Stadium! Which means, finally, the prodigy son has come back home, baby! Woo! The Wallabies upsets the world champions once again, back to back in Brisbane, baby! Oh, now boys. I know you're excited. I know everyone's screaming. I can hear everyone screaming. What happened? Oh, Wildkard, explain to me what happened. Let me explain to you what happened. It's pretty simple, actually. If you come to think about it, South Africa lost the game last week with their strategy, with forward dominance, with the extra forward on the bench, with the so-called bomb squad strategy, trying to force penalties, trying to score tries with rolling maulls. They came into this game expecting to play the exact same strategy. And guess what? It's like playing poker with your hands revealed. Wallabies looked at it and said, well, we will figure out a way to neutralize your maul, neutralize your kicking, and neutralize your overall game plan to win the game. And that's what happened. South Africa, unlike last week, which I did think got a bit unlucky with Pollard's kicking, which resulted in them, they should have won last week if it wasn't for Pollard's poor kicking. This week, South Africa actually got outplayed every front. Their rolling maul was stopped, not able to score any tries from the rolling maul this week. The scrums was 50-50. Tanela Tupou had to play 78 minutes to hold up for the scrums. So just absolute hands down work. I was wondering if that was going to be an issue when for the Wallabies because Alatoa had to go away. But Tupou stepped up for 78 minutes. Ooh, Tongan Thor, baby. So good. And also, yeah, the defense was spectacular for the Wallabies, whilst the Springbok defense has been really, really poor. Missed tackles everywhere, okay? Just to give you an idea how poor this was, at half-time, Springboks already had 12 missed tackles out of 31. So that's like 1 out of 3 tackles missed. Okay, almost 1 out of 3 tackles missed. That is the worst tackle rate I've ever seen from the Springboks since since 2000 and since like 4 years now. Since they haven't been this bad before the World Cup. So this is really, really poor from the Springboks. And let's talk about some of the other moments in the game that was quite funny. Okay, Faf de Klerk had a bit of a shocking game, this game actually. So he got a yellow card this game for intentionally knocking the ball out of the hands of Nick White in the first half, which was really, really dumb. So there was so Ibn Isbeth basically got tackled on the made a tackle, and he got himself caught on the wrong side of the ruck, which gave him a penalty. So the referee is just saying, advantage, penalty, just leave it. And Faf was just sitting there, looking at the ball, looking at the referee, and then as Nick is taking the ball out, he slaps the ball off Nick's hand. And the referee's just like, what are you doing? And I'm like, no, Faf, don't do it. You're going to get carded. Sure enough, he couldn't resist, knocked it off, yellow card. So that was one of the brain explosion moment for Faf. And there was another moment with Faf in the second half. He tried to go for a box kick, and then he just like spazzed. Literally he spazzed and he dropped the ball. He dropped the ball for the box kick, but his foot didn't like follow up with the kick. So he just like dropped the ball. I don't know what happened. You have to ask Faf what happened there. It looked like his brain sent a signal for his hands to drop the ball for the kick, but his foot didn't quite get the message, so he just like fapped and dropped the ball, and everybody in the crowd laughed. That was pretty funny. At one moment in the first half, you looked quite scary for the Wallabies, where Lockie, red card Swinton, the man infamously debuted with a red card against the All Blacks, almost got a red card. And I thought it was a yellow. Could have been a red. I thought it was really, really close to be a red. I think the referee ultimately did make the right decision. So the referee initially said, so it was like, basically he winning high on Vermeulen, and then it was like a shoulder-to-shoulder contact. He wasn't really in a position to wrap his arms, and then he basically was a shoulder-to-shoulder contact, and then both players had a head collision, and that could have been a red card. If the head collision was simultaneous as the shoulder, there was a red card. So basically the referee's like, yeah, that's a red card. And then TMO says the initial contact was, so if the initial contact was a head like a headbutt, then you would have been red. But the TMO said the initial contact was shoulder to shoulder, and then head to head. So then it was mitigated down to a yellow. So it was really close, and I was like, oh, Lockie. But overall, Lockie Swinton does bring a lot of physicality, but he really needs to improve with his tackling. Otherwise, he's going to get more red card in his career for that. Like, that's just really poor from him. I thought it was really lucky that he didn't get a red. But yeah, like, yellow card was definitely the right decision. But maybe he got lucky not get a red there, to be quite frank. We've seen red cards being given for head collision in Super Rugby. So it's not like never happened before. This is just the framework where rugby works with nowadays, so it's not really like a thing. So yeah, anyway, so overall, the Boks really got outplayed because they played the same strategy, and the Wallabies came out prepared for it and just outplayed the Springboks every front. The Wallabies had really great defense, great maul defense. Tupou played like a god, so he like made few busting tack runs. Really good scrum. There was one run where he ran through and it did a no-look flick pass down the side to Corin Betty, who scored a try. Like, that was so good. I lost my mind. My jaw hit the ground when freaking Tupou threw that like no-look flick pass to Corin Betty for a try. That was so freaking good. And then Corin Betty scored 2 tries this game after being denied like 10 tries throughout the season. Finally, the man who worked so hard off his ass, trying to get better. Like, Corin Betty was not that good against the French series. I was criticizing him for his poor defense. He really, really stepped up, really improved. I'm really proud of this man to, like, really taking up his game. Like, congratulations. This is a 2 tries you truly deserved, Mr. Corin Betty. You really deserve that, and you work hard for it. And, hats off to you, sir. Lane Ikitau stepped up this game as well, hanging more towards the wing. There was some criticism going in that he was could be replaced by by Hunter Paisami, but Lane Ikitau 2 tries this week, been in the right position, really good running overall in the game, finding himself a lot of space out wide. So 2 tries are really good. Reece Hodge came off the bench early this game as Tom Banks may have suffered a broken arm. So Reece Hodge came on early. And his kicking has been sublime in this game. Really good high ball kicking. Really good like chasing. And just like hard tackling. I really can't say much. Like Reece Hodge, again, after that shocking high kick in the last minute of the game, almost costing all Wallabies the game, where I was like, it blew my mind when he did that. This week he came out, really, really played well. So good work, Hodge. So for the Boks, really poor tackling. I don't know what to say. Like, that is one of the key puzzles, key area of the Boks has been really good on. That is one of the reasons the whole strategy, the whole high ball, high kicks, the whole more forward strategy, the whole bomb squad strategy works for the Boks is because they have really good defense. They have really poor defense this week. They were like slipping through tackles left and right. And then also the Wallabies will prepare for this. A lot of practice in training, I assume. No contesting in lineouts, with more just focusing on shutting down the maul, stopping it, and just, really, really good maul defense for the Wallabies. And also the kicking game for the Boks were outmatched. The Wallabies were, like, really stepped up their kicking. I think Reece Hodge, his huge boot really helped. Quay Cooper was really good at kicking as well. And Nick White was really good with the box kicks to counteract with Faf de Klerks. So, yeah, it was 50-50. I think it was evenly matched in terms of kicking game, but overall the Wallabies really spoiled the game plan for the Springboks, which led to their demise this game. So yeah, let's have a look at the overall stats of the game. 347 run meters for the Wallabies, 310 for the Springboks. 9 turnovers conceded for the Wallabies, 12 for the Springboks. Tackles 117 for the Wallabies, only 5 missed tackles. That is so good. Like, I am so happy to see this number all throughout the year. This has been the area where I've been criticizing the Wallabies for just poor tackling. 5 missed tackles. That was really, really good. Yeah, I that's how many missed tackles Lolo Seal gave away in one game. Anyway, let's not mention that guy again. Whilst the Springboks 69, 19 missed tackles. Just give you an idea how many missed tackles the Springboks were giving away at halftime. So at halftime, Springboks already had 12 missed tackles out of 31. I already mentioned. So improving the second half, but in no way this was good for the Springboks. Kicks in play 28-28, so much fewer kicks in play by the Springboks because the Wallabies were able to match the kicking. So much better for the Wallabies in that sense. Like we've seen Springboks kicking like 40s, 45, 42, 46 kicks in a game, but this is way like under control for the Springboks. Conversions, 2 missed for the Quade. The first one was a bit like, one of them was pretty half on the sideline, but one of them was kind of like easy kick. He hit the post, which was a little bit of but still, I was glad, and that was the first kick, and I was like, oh, Quade. I was hoping that he wasn't gonna go down that route where he misses like 70% of the kicks, but so it was okay. Pollard missed 1 conversion, 4 penalty goals, and so that was much better from Pollard as well for this week. However, everything else for the South Africans seems to fall apart. Lionels lost 2 from each side, so the reserve hooker came out for the Wallabies. What's his name? From the Western Force. I can't remember his name, but anyway, so the reserve hooker came on for the Wallabies. He had 2 lineouts spoiled back to back in the second half, which was a little bit of like iffy moment. Springboks lost 2 lineouts in the second half as well. 0 lineout loss for both teams in the first half. Penalty count, 17 penalties against the Wallabies. The Wallabies, especially towards the end of the game, were really trying to like just eke out the win, but giving away quite a bit of penalties, including the referee giving a warning to the Wallabies for potentially getting a yellow card for it. Whilst the Springboks tidied up the penalty count to 10. So penalties were much better from this week from opposed to last week. At halftime, the penalty count 9 to the Wallabies, 5 to the Springboks. So your 2 yellow cards for Springboks, 1 for Faf and 1 in the last minute for Jasper Visa, who went in to take out after the whistle been gone. He went into the half, went in and took out Corin Betty, hit him in the head with the shoulder in the rocks. Bit stupid there, but that was pretty much like in the last minute of the game. The game was pretty much over back at that point. There was another point where Vincent Koch seemed to get eye gouged Quade Cooper, but the referee says, oh, I didn't see it. They showed it on a replay, but the referee didn't go back to it, and the Wallabies took 3 points on that with the earlier penalty anyway. So yeah, got lucky there, bit lucky there for the Springboks. So yeah, pretty big game for the Wallabies to win another one against the world champions. The Springbok has a lot of work to do next week before the All Blacks game. So let's have a look let me just like quickly run through what happened in this game. Like as a Wallabies fan, I am through the roof with this performance. So right from the start, it was pretty obvious that the Springboks defense was having issues. Karevi had a massive break right away from the start. And luckily the Springboks were able to kind of turn the ball over. Not turnover, like, so you look like right away, this was only 4 minutes in the game, looked like Callaway almost went in for a try, but like he was on the wing. He got a ball from like, after like Karevi made a break, he got the ball on the wing, but he knocked on. So right away, I'd put a note down, Springboks defense was having a bit of defense from the get-go. So that was like pretty bad out. That was like a bit of an ominous sign for the Springboks to come. 7 minutes in, the Springboks actually got a penalty in kickable range, 22 meters out. Instead of going for points, after taking criticism from their own media, they decided to go for a try. But Wallabies was expecting this. They kicked the ball out for a 22-meter line out. So this time, with this first line out around 7 minutes in, the Wallabies were able to disrupt the line out, but even Itzbeth gets the ball, like he gets the ball out the back. He tried to roll and he kind of like tripped himself and fell over, and he crawled on the ground and got penalized for crawling. So that was one opportunity right away. You really wanted to know how this more was going to go, but it didn't go well for the Springbok. Just a little bit of execution error led to this opportunity. Could have been a try right there, going to waste. So 12 minutes in, that's when Faf kind of got a bit, like, this was still, like, 0-0 at this point, so a bit back and forth. Faf to Kuluk, this is where he kind of, like, told to not touch it, Ibn Nisbet gets caught in the breakdown on the wrong side. Referee already playing advantage for the Australians, and Nick's trying to get the ball out, and Faf goes in and slaps the ball off Nick's hand. Professional foul, yellow card, only 12 minutes into the game. And after that, with one play in the bin, Wallaby says, yep, we're going to go for a try. And no for the one. This was kicking ball like right in the middle. We're going to go for a try, which was the perfect decision. Wallabies goes for attacking more inside the Springboks 22. Hooper peels off the ball more. Didn't really get anywhere. 2 quick crash balls from the Wallabies. And then a ball comes out. Nick White passes the ball, a little cut, one cut to Len Ikitau. Len Ikitau gets the ball, runs up. 100 Pollard was there to tackle him. Missed tackle. And then Len Ikitau runs through to Ori. Marvin Ori was there as well. Slipped through another tackle. 2 missed tackles. Ikitau didn't even have to use anyone outright. Runs straight through. First try for the Wallabies, 5-0. This was a pretty easy kickable point, but Cooper missed. So yeah, 2 missed tackles already for the Springboks, leading to a try. And that was not the first missed tackle that 100 Pollard made, like major missed tackle 100 Pollard made this game that kind of led to the downfall of the Springboks. So 100 Pollard's defense, especially in the first half, was a little bit poor. He got better in the second half, but a little bad in the first half. The Wallabies were, right from the kickoff, the Wallabies kind of like, right from the kickoff, the Springboks were able to get the ball back and put quite a, put quite a bit of pressure on the Wallabies, and eventually the Boks had a line out for a 40-meter, from the 40-meter line for the Wallaby inside the Wallabies half. So, and then the Wallabies, you can sort of see that they've been practicing like the more defense, but they're not really like, haven't quite got the timing right. So for a couple times now, the Wallabies already been penalized for like taking out the player in the end, like got a bit too eager in engaging the more before the boxing setup. So this was, again, this one, the Wallaby did set up properly, but the Matt Phillip was like kind of split himself out from the more and changed his bind onto the ball carrier, got a penalty. So this was 40 minutes out from the sideline. Pollard takes his first kick out of goal, and it was pretty spot on. He curved the ball back in, 3 points back on the ball for the Springboks, 5 points to 3. Right from the kickoff from the Wallabies after this one, on the 19th minute, Nyake knocks on, and then the Wallabies tries to recover the ball. The Springboks flood the breakdown, penalty for not rolling away. And then Wallabies goes for a 5-meter line out. Okay, so Wallabies throws the line out in, sets up for the maul. Didn't really go anywhere. Tongan Thor gets the ball, runs over Pollard, and he's just like start pumping his legs. 2-3 players, took like 3 players to take him down. Another penalty of not rolling away. A quick ball comes out to Cooper, and this was beautiful play from Wallabies. Cooper gets the ball, draws the first defender, throws the ball to Banks outside. Banks had Corin Betty on the inside. He runs up, inside ball back to Corin Betty. Corin Betty runs up to the last defender. He looks out wide, sees a player out wide. Backhand pass to the player out wide, who was Len Ikitau, gets the ball, runs back in for his second try on the 20th minute. 2 tries already for Len Ikitau back to back. And Cooper converts this one from the sideline. Dead-eye Cooper, 12 points to 3. That was incredible play from the Wallabies. And this backline play, like inside, outside. Oh, that was just, really, really beautiful to see. I was off my feet. On the 23rd minute, 100 Pollard kicks the first 50-22 for South Africa, the second 50-22 ever achieved in the world. That's a little bit of a turning point. I thought this could have been a turning point where South Africa hit back with a bit of an option to attack. So the Springboks gets an opportunity to attack in the Wallabies half. They were piling on pressure, for a lot of pressure. The Wallabies defense was really, really, really spectacular. Eventually, there was a missed pass by Faf to Hooper, and then Hooper, seemingly he was like through a gap because he caught an intercept. But as he was getting tackled, he threw a pass to Jem Slipper, was in support, and it was a forward pass. So Springboks got out of that one. They managed to get themselves back, the ball back in just outside the Wallabies 22. Which set up for a scrum, and the scrum went down, penalised. Lots of pressure. Tongan Thor slipped, and there was a kick ball right in front. Springboks takes another 3 points, so 12 points to 16, 25 minutes into the game. Right from the kickoff, the Springboks were on the attack. There was some loose pass to Franco Mostert, and Mostert kind of gets the ball as he was gets ball, has to go back to chase to get the ball, and then he gets tackled. Rob Valentini was all over him. Wallabies floods the breakdown, turns the ball over, penalty for not releasing, and this was right in the middle. Quade Cooper takes the 3, 15 points to 16. At this point, this is where Tom Banks got his forearm hurt. Looks like he may have broken his forearm. Hodge is on for Banks. On the 30th minute, the Springboks were like on the attack again, a lot of pressure. There was like massive numbers out wide. Callaway shot out of his defense, made a huge rush defense up to pressure. He was the only one left. Basically, this could have been a try with like at least 1 or 2 players out wide. Lukanyu gets a poor pass from, I think might have been from Polar. So he had to jump up to catch the ball, which gave a lot of time for Callaway to shoot up on him. But Callaway just got there a tiny bit too early, taking out Lukamio's arm in the air. And this was right in front. Springboks happy to take another 3. So they kick this one, 15 points to 9. And then on the 32nd minute, this is where the shoulder charge occurred. Lachie Swinton, as the Springboks are trying to run the ball out of their own half, Lachie Swinton goes into a massive shot onto Volumiulin, shoulder to shoulder, head collision. Referee had a look. Initially, the referee says red card. And then TMO, and he was like, do you guys agree? TMO goes, no, let me show you again. The initial contact was shoulder to shoulder, and then head. So the referee goes, okay, so it's not the direct head contact initially. And so he mitigated that down from a red to a yellow. Really, really lucky there for Lachie Swinton. And then the Wallabies are starting to look a little bit shaky now with 1 player in the bin. So the Boks start building a lot of pressure. Faf de Klerk did a lot of, was on the 33rd minute, Faf de Klerk did a really brilliant kick behind, which just like bounced. It looked like it was going to go over the sideline. And Rhys Hodge was set to catch the ball, but it looked like the ball was going to go over the sideline into the dead zone, in the try zone. So Hodge didn't catch it, but the ball just went out like millimeters inside the field. So the Wallabies were forced to do a 5-meter line out. But then the Wallabies did the line out well, but only able to clear the ball for a 22-meter line out for the Springboks. So Springboks gets a 22-meter line out following this brilliant kick by Faf de Klerk. They set up for a more defense from the Springboks, and then the Springboks try to spread the ball out wide. Michael Hooper get caught offside. This again, kickable range. 100 Pollard slots this one. 15 points to 12, 35 minutes. With about 5 minutes left to play, the Springboks, in the first half, Springboks looking like they want to score a try whilst Lachie Swinton still was in the bin. So they were putting a lot of pressure, looking very dangerous. And then just on the halftime, on the halftime clock, just as the clock hits halftime, Hooper leading the Springboks on attack. Poor defense on the breakdown. Hooper lead the counter arc, turns the ball over, and yeah, save the Wallabies from potentially conceding more points just before the halftime. Halftime score, 15 points to 12, with about 2 minutes left to play. Yellow card coming off the second half. All right, so Wallabies were just in half, and it's looking quite dangerous. Sure enough, second half starts. The Springboks came out, really wanted to capitalize on that yellow card right away. From the kickoff, Lane Ikitau gets the ball. It was a really poor clearance skills for Ikitau, so the Boks gets the line out at 22 meters. And the line out comes in, the Wallabies gets penalized. Might have been for early engagement on the line outs again. Faf de Klerk wasn't wasting any time for another line out. Takes a quick tap, spreads the ball out wide onto the right hand side. Good, really, really good defense from the Wallabies. Springboks weren't able to get over the line after building a few faces, and eventually the ball comes back to the side where the line out was set. Faf de Klerk, and then the referee gave away a penalty for another penalty. Obviously has a penalty advantage for Faf de Klerk taking the quick tap for offside. So Faf de Klerk gets the ball near the sideline. He does a little grubber kick behind. Lukamio's was right on it, just burn past everyone. Lightning speed, gets there in the end zone, perfectly set up for him, gets the ball, puts it down, try time. And this was looking really, really bad. Springbok gets in front, 15 points to 7. 15 points to 17. Polar misses this kick. So luckily for the Wallabies, only 2 points behind. And the Wallabies had held on for a little bit before Lachie Swinton eventually gets back on the field. On the 49th minute, Nick White, a really, really brilliant kick behind. Like I said, just like he was really like just out playing the same game Faf de Klerk's playing, but doing just as well. He did a brilliant little box kick behind. It was rolling towards the sideline. Mapimpi gets it to get the ball. And Fayenga, the hooker from the Wallaby side, chasing the ball, catches Mapimpi as he gets the ball, pushes him out. Wallaby gets the ball, gets a line-out throw inside the Springboks 22. The ball comes in. There was the Wallaby throw comes in. There was offside. Quay Cooper gets tackled. He looked like Vincent Koch after Quay has passed the ball. Did like a kind of like push Hooper in the face and eye gouge Hooper. Sorry, Cooper, not Hooper. Quay Cooper, eye gouge Quay Cooper. And then the referee says he didn't say anything, no penalty, but he was given away penalty advantage for offside anyway. So this was right in front. Quay takes the 3. 18 points to 17, Wallabies back in front by 1 point. So the game was still extremely tense at this point, and the Springboks, after scoring that try, still look like they're on the front foot. And then on the 55 minutes, Faf de Klerk tried to do a boss kick where he spazzed and he's just dropped the ball and didn't actually make an attempt. It's not like he kicked and missed. His foot didn't even follow up after he like dropped the ball to make the kick. So then there was some massive laughter coming out from the crowd. On the 62nd minute, the Wallabies were on the attack again. Tank McDermott takes the ball from the rocks. He takes the run. Didn't really get much, but he gets tackled by a few people. Mike Hooper gets in there. He sees so they were going from left to right, and this was on the halfway point, like midfield. Mike Hooper gets in there, makes an instant decision to switch the ball back to the blind side. So he throws the ball back to Tongan Thor. No other person, Tongan Thor. Tongan Thor gets the ball flying down the sideline. As he sees the hooker, I think Mapimpi comes in to tackle him. Tongan Thor just went, whoo, no look, flick pass straight into Corin Betty. Corin Betty runs down the sideline. Try time. Man, this was so beautiful from Tongan Thor. That was just like that is the Tongan Thor that we know. That is the Tongan Thor that everybody loves. Like that, those beautiful hands, good hard running, good scrummaging. Oh, that was brilliant. I was ecstatic after this try was scored. So Hooper converts this one. Oh no, sorry, Hooper did not convert this one. Apparently the referee was telling him to hurry up. So Cooper wasn't able to get this kick from the sideline after being told to hurry up by the referee. A few minutes later, on the 69th minute, so there was this. Now, like the Wallabies are 2 tries in. Now the Wallabies. Let me see. Did I miss a try here somewhere? Did I miss a try here somewhere? Here. Wait, what happened here? Oh yeah, so after this try, 25 points. No, so after this try was actually converted, 25 points to 17. So and then 5 minutes later, Reece Hodge is on the work. It's just on the work on the payroll, just doing a lot of work, getting every penny that you were paying him for. Reece Hodge did a few really good back kicks against Vidaru. Eventually, Reece Hodge, the Springboks kind of gets the ball in. Running into the Wallabies half. Reece Hodge gets in there, turns the ball over. So the ball gets out, spreads out wide to Samu Karevi, finds himself some space. He runs through, and then he's like through. Sorry, Samu Karevi kind of through, and then he throws a pass to P. Samu. P. Samu gets the ball, and he runs through, and he looked like he was through, and he was just almost like he's not expecting himself to score, and he was like running out of gas. There was one fullback come out to tackle him. He bumps him off. He keeps running, and he looks like he's about to get tripped, and then he sees he gets tackled like inside the Springboks 22. McDermott gets the ball down. Quick ball comes out to Corin Betty. Corin Betty gets the ball. He looks up. The man in front of him was Vincent Koch. And Corin Betty just like, sit down, boy. just simply ran around him, try. Like, he had one player out wide, didn't even need him, just run straight past him, try time, too easy into the corner. And this one quite missed. This is the one where the referee was told referee to hurry up, so he didn't get this one. But 2 tries back to back by Corbett. Oh, that was so good. So then from that point onwards, the Wallabies are leading 30 points to 7 with about 13 minutes left on the clock. So after that, the Springboks just piled on pressure and Wallabies just held on. Extremely heroic defense. Like, if the Springboks were able to get a quick try following this, the Wallabies would have been in big trouble. But Wallabies just spectacular defense all around. On the 69th minute, the Springboks set up an attacking line out 10 meters in the Wallabies half and gets pushed out. But then they were able to steal the line out back from the Wallabies. So the Springboks on the attack. Just really, really good defense. Wallabies not letting them score. So eventually the Springboks got a penalty on the 71st minute. So the line out wasn't working. So on the 71st minute, this was like a 5 meters out right in the front. So the Springboks, instead of going for a line out, because obviously the maul wasn't working, they opted for a scrum. The scrum, Tupou looked like he was a bit hurt, but it was not too bad. So the scrum kind of collapses, but this didn't get penalty. The ball comes out. Hooper gets on the breakdown, turns over the ball. So Springboks once again missed an opportunity to score on the 71st minute. However, on the 73rd minute, Springboks steals another Wallabies defensive line out inside their own half. Once again, Springboks on the attack. And then there was a knock-on. So on the 74th minute, Springboks sets up for another. So there was another scrum for the Springboks, for the Wallabies. But the Wallabies were penalised for collapsing the scrum. So Springboks kicks the ball off another 10-meter line out. And then the Springboks throws the line out not straight. That's like from Malcolm Marx. Your own attacking line out not straight. That is just really, really bad. As this was on the 74th minute. On the 76th minute, there was another scrum. I think this was Wallabies feed. And the Wallabies were penalised for collapsing. Springboks and the Tupou was like really, really tired at this point, I think. The Springboks takes a quick tap, tries to run the ball in, but just not really getting in anywhere. And eventually, after a quick tap, the Boks still got advantage for playing offside. So it didn't get anywhere. But the Wallabies still had to defend the penalty. So Springboks kicks the ball out for a 5-meter penalty on the 77th minute. So this is still not dead. So if Springboks scores here, they still got 2 minutes to potentially score another try and win the game. So 5-meter line out comes in. It wasn't not going anywhere. So it wasn't going anywhere. So the Springboks runs. Anyway, Malcolm Marx runs, takes the ball out, and runs the ball. He gets isolated on the breakdown. Like I said, Corbett gets over for the ball to seal the ball, and then the referees gave away the penalty, blows the whistle. Jasvisa runs in late, shoulder to Corbett's head, tries to clean him out, and yellow card. And after that was 2 minutes left with one person in the bin. That was pretty much the end of the game. Wallabies kicks the ball out for a line out. I'm not like just trying to run the clock down for the line out. And eventually, on the last minute, on the 80th minute, Wallabies were penalised on the breakdown. So Springboks has one last opportunity to try to score a try to potentially take away Wallabies' bonus point. So the Springboks kicks the ball out for a 5-meter line out. And once again, the Wallabies defends this line out. And then the Springboks, I think they turn the ball over from the breakdown. And then, again, scrappy play from the Springbok line out. Wallabies gets a penalty for holding on 5 meters out from their own try line. And the Wallaby takes the tap, kicks the ball out, finishes the game. 30 points to 17. Yep. What can I say? This was, I think Springboks probably should have, shuffled up their attacking strategy a little bit. They play the exact same game plan as they've been playing all season. And the Wallabies made adjustments. Wallabies improved the areas that they need to improve. And truly well deserved to be the winners today. And the Wallabies defense, once again, I am very, very proud of the boys. Michael Hooper, once again, the highest tackle count for the Wallabies. just Superman performance once again by the captain himself. And yeah, very proud of the boys, and very proud for the prodigy son. This, it's like, how many years is it? 4 or 5 years now since Quay played at Suncorp with the Wallabies jersey. Very, very impressive. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Commiserations to all the Springboks fan, and hopefully you guys have a better outing against the All Blacks next week. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you do want to help me with some instant coffee. It's hit the join button down below. Every dollar, I do appreciate it. And in case you are wondering, this is actually coffee. Thank you for watching. Cheers.